We want today to talk about Julia Ojiambo, an extraordinary academician, politician, name it. You may find that the name Ojiambo, that's a Luhya name. Luhyas in Busia have historical connections with the Luos. Actually, one of the Luhya subtribes in Busia was given a name by Luos, Marach. Marach literally means very bad people. So in Busia you'll find a lot of Luo names or Luhyarized Luo names. Like Ojiambo. Ojiambo is a name that comes from the name Odhiambo, but if you Luhyarize it, it becomes Ojiambo. Her name was Auma. You see, those are okay. I also have a Luo name, but mine is that my father was named after a prominent Luo person. But in Busia, they have Luo names because of their historical past. She was born on 29th November 1936, and she was among the first 6 girls who joined African Girls High School. African Girls High School was later changed to Alliance Girls High School. At the age of 17 or thereabout, in 1954, she sat her Cambridge examination. Cambridge examination, you know, people of today will be shocked to hear that she did her Form 4 when she was 17 years old. My son is 17 years old and is a first-year student in the university. Nowadays, it is understandable, but those days, it was easy to find somebody 17 years joining Form 1. But she, that is a man, a male boy, joining Form 1, 17 or even 18 years. But this is a girl doing her Cambridge those days, because girls were to be brought up and be married off. So she did her Cambridge, which today we call it KCSE, Form 4, when she was at 17 years. Then she went to study agriculture, to teach. She went to teach agriculture at French School Kamsinga. She went to teach agriculture at French School Kamsinga, and then she was hired to teach at Vihiga TTC. Vihiga TTC, nowadays it's called Eregi. Vihiga TTC, she went to teach there. What was she teaching? She was upgrading teachers from P4 to P3. Meaning, if you are a P4 teacher and you wanted to be a P3, you would go for an induction course. Today, as we speak, we have a number of P1 teachers who have gone back to TTCs to study for diploma in education, primary level. And I am sure people are shocked to hear that there is a P4, P3. It used to be this, the entry for teaching, for somebody who had, let me not go into much detail, but somebody who had a lower education level, because I've covered it in one of the tapes, you could enter teaching from standard, after completing standard 4 common entry examination, you go to a TTC and become a P4 teacher, primary 4. And if you completed standard 8, CAPE, and you went to a TTC, you'd be a P3. Now, if you are a standard 4 and you go back to a TTC and upgrade the way P1s are upgrading to diploma, then you'd be upgraded to P3. Now P1, P4 was for people who had completed standard 4. P3 was for those who have done CAPE primary. P3 was for those who had done Form 2, Kenya Junior Secondary Examination, and P1 was for those who had done Form 4. And then there was S1 and S2. S1 and S2 were teaching secondary school. So she was at Vihiga Teachers Training College to teach, to upgrade people who were P4 to be P3. Then in 1956, she went to Royal Technical College. Royal Technical College today is called University of Nairobi. So when they constructed a Royal Technical College, when the Nairobi University took over Royal Technical College, then the staff and students moved eastwards and went and started Kenya Polytechnic. She was the pioneer single home economics student. Now, I don't know how you'll understand that. She had a teacher, she had everything, and she was the only student in the whole college studying home economics. In 1958, she graduated with a diploma in home science from the Royal Technical University. Then she won a United Nations FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, and UNICEF scholarship, where she went and studied for Bachelor in Community Health in London. While doing that, she used to do some work. You know, those days you could work and study. So she was a presenter in BBC special channel for East Africa. When she graduated with a bachelor degree in community health, she came back to Kenya and was the first African assistant lecturer, University of Nairobi. You got me? I'm not saying that she was the first woman assistant lecturer. No, I'm saying she was the first African assistant lecturer. Now, she has a bachelor's degree and she's an assistant lecturer in the university. Today, I'll just say that Shavisa was recently the principal of Kaimosi Boys with a PhD. And Mrs. Mushiri retired recently as the head teacher for Riruta Primary School with a master's degree. Master's degree and head teaching Riruta Primary School. But here is somebody with a bachelor's degree and she's an assistant lecturer, the University of Nairobi. She started the Kenya Housewives Consumer Organization, which later came to be called Kenya Consumer Organization. That organization is still there to today. Then she won, while teaching as an assistant lecturer in the University of Nairobi, she got a 3-year scholarship where she went to Harvard University to study Master of Science in Public Health. She then went to McGill University in Canada and got a PhD. That is when she came back to Nairobi and became a lecturer in the medical school. She's a founder member of Maendeleo ya Wanawake organization. While teaching at the University of Nairobi, you know who was the chancellor of the University of Nairobi? Mtukufu Rais Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. He was the chancellor of University of Nairobi. And she was a lecturer there. She was teaching at that place. While she was teaching there, she wanted to join politics. She wanted to join politics in Busia, And who was the MP? The MP was Arthur Ochwada. That was 1974. So she went. People advised her against resigning, going to politics, especially she being a woman, and especially the person she was going to challenge, Arthur Ochwada. Arthur Ochwada's wife was Nyokafi, a granddaughter to Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. Imagine, and those days there used to be only one party, so you cannot resign and then go to maybe an opposition party or anything. Imagine her taking her resignation letter to the chancellor and telling him that I want to contest the Busia parliamentary election. And you know what the president, not the president, hapo saa hiyo, he's the chancellor. Do you know what the chancellor of Nairobi University, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, told her? Said, may the best win. And in 1974 elections were done. She won against the president's grandson-in-law. She was the MP for that area for quite some time until 1983 when she lost the seat to Uncle Moody Awori. She's still alive and kicking. There's even a time she contested the presidency. No, she was a running mate to Kalonzo Musyoka. And so she's very active, especially on mobilization of her Labour Party. Thank you.